Afternoon guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going through 11 hacks to use in Lightroom to massively speed up your editing process. Let's jump straight in. Okay, so as I said, we're going to go through 11 hacks, speed up your editing process within Lightroom, all stuff I wish I knew when I first started. Okay, let's jump into Lightroom. Okay, so you're going through import, you found this photo, it's trash, you've composed it all wrong, you don't want it. Hit the X key and that's going to immediately mark it as rejected. I'm going to double up that tip as well. If you hit your caps lock button and then hit the X key, it'll mark it as rejected and then move straight on to the next photo, saving you valuable time. Okay, next tip is also a keyboard shortcut. So you're editing this photo, everything's a bit dark, so I'm going to bring the exposure right up on that, and suddenly my sky is now overexposed, but everything else is well exposed in the foreground. What I would do is go into the brush tool, and I'm going to start using the brush tool to paint into the sky so I can darken that down. However, as I'm painting here, I can't see what I'm doing. I could have painted over land, I've got no idea. Hit the O button on your keyboard and all of a sudden you can see an overlay of where you've painted your brush tool. From here I can then, so I'm actually going to undo that adjustment straight away. Now I can start painting, I can see exactly where I'm marking. And I can make sure I'm only coming around where I want it to be, which is up here on the C. Hit O again, get rid of that, and now I can bring the exposure down just on there and balance out that photo. Next tip, while we're still in that brush tool, you can use your scroll wheel on your mouse to make it quick, bigger or smaller. Just saves you going down here and dragging it manually there. And also while you're in the flow of brushing over this image, you can just make it smaller, get really into them nook and crannies that you can't get to with a bigger brush. Next tip. Okay, so I've made some edits to this photo. I'm not quite sure if it's exactly what I want it to look like, and I want to compare it to the original photo. So instead of going down to the bottom of the screen and hitting on the before and after, instead what we're going to do is hit the Y key and it'll bring it straight up for you. You can check it out, see what you've done, and then hit Y again to get rid of that screen. Next tip. Okay, so as you can see and as you probably know, you can choose the background here of where your image is sat. Right click on it, you can choose a different color, go for what you want. I prefer white, I just like the look of my images on a white background. But if I want to completely isolate it, I only want to focus on this image, what you're going to do is you're going to hit the L key. This darkens out everything. You can still make adjustments in your toolbars here, but it darkens out everything else and highlights the image specifically. Hit it again, you're going to get it completely blacked out. You can focus purely on that image. This is what I'm looking at. Think about your adjustments, hit it again one more time, go back to the original and carry on with your editing. Yo, I'm currently sat editing this video and then I realized that my screen recording doesn't show the overlays on the screen, so I'm going to show you now what this actually looks like. Okay, so here's a photo of some shoes I took. So if I hit the L key as said, it blackens out here as around the edge. I can still make adjustments in the toolbars here, but it's just blacked out. And hit L again and it completely blacks out the screen except for that, so you can just really see the image visualized like that. Back to the video. Next tip. We've all made the mistake where we didn't clean our kit before going on a shoot. We've gone out and we've come back, we've got dust specks all over our images. I've done it before and I actually wish I knew this tip when I did it in the previous vlog below. I'll link it up. But if you go into the spot removal tool over here, click visualize spots and it's going to invert your image like this. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to see your dust spots. So like there, 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 bang, bang, bang. All three of them are gone. I couldn't even see them before, but now they're completely gone. Next tip. Okay, this tip's going to take us out of Lightroom, but say you want to do some sort of edit here. Say I want to tell you what, I want to get rid of these clouds up in the sky here. I'm going to right click on the image down here, edit in and Adobe Photoshop 2020. It's going to take us over to Photoshop 2020 where we can make any other adjustments that we want to do. So for this example, I want to get rid of them clouds. We can go in, get rid of them clouds. Next tip. Okay, say I'm really happy with all the editing I've done on this photo. We're just going to do some dummy stuff here. And I want to move this on to the next one. So I can go straight onto the next photo there. When it loads in, I can hit this previous key and it's going to sync all the edits I made on that previous photo onto here. This will do your filters, your spot removal tools. This will do everything you've done on the previous image. It's going to paste it straight on top of here. If you want to be more specific with the settings you want to copy across, you can right click on the original image, develop settings, copy settings, and in this pop-up box here, you can pick all the settings you specifically want to copy. Then on the new image, you can right click, develop settings and paste settings, and that will paste the settings you copied onto the new image. Next tip. Okay, so I've made the edits on this and now I want to sync it across the next four. We're going to highlight them, hold down shift, click on the furthest one, it will highlight all the ones in between. Say I didn't want this one, control, click, get rid of it. Come over here and hit this sync key over here, tick all the boxes you want to sync across and hit synchronize. Let Lightroom do its thing and it's going to sync them edits straight across for you, saving you hell of time. Next tip. Okay, so I've put in a simple little S-curve into my tone curve over here, but I want to see what it looks like before. Instead of having to go back over here and just go back before it all, I can actually toggle this effect on and off using this key here. That's before tone curve, that's after tone curve. See what you've done, see if it's a bit too intense, review whatever you need to do. Next tip. And the last tip for this video is resetting any edits you've made. Instead of having to use this reset button down the bottom here and resetting the entire image, you can just specifically click on the edit you've made, so highlights, double click on that and it'll reset that back to 0. Also works for tone curve, click on that adjust button, resets it straight back to 0. Done, easy, saves you a hell of time. Okay, and that's it for this video, nice and quick. 11, I think we did 12. I think we did 12. It would say in the title, we did 11 or 12 Lightroom hacks that I wish I knew when I first started. Help you edit faster, help you edit more efficiently. And yeah, spend more time doing what you love. That's all from me. If you like the video, drop a thumbs up down below. It pushes this content to other people that would find this helpful. Subscribe to see more of my content. I do tutorials, vlogs, short films, client work. It all comes on here. Subscribe and you can check it all out. All the other stuff that YouTubers tell you to do. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.